look back and I can remember growing up poor, waiting for December 25th when a gift was all I wanted. And I didn't have a care in the world, just fun with all the homeboys around my age. Wasn't no complaints about life in the first stages. The pages turned and we learned just a lesson a day to keep them belts and switches away. All play and no work checks for raising animals and catching insects. It was an everyday thing to see the homeboys and me raiding somebody's fruit tree. Little nappy head nature boys in a concrete jungle. So wherever one goes, the other. Corners in a 6-tray Chevrolet, ragtop Impala, top dollar, got my cousin laid back riding shotgun. Cause I got the front and back hydraulic hot one juiced up, and I'm itching to hit the switches, crawling over train tracks, avoiding all ditches, ice skating on the 20-inch tires, jacked up the ass and flexed the gold dating wires. Now I'm down to take a risk, getting geeked up off a compact disc. I went hopping up Crenshaw, niggas hang loose, looking for my homies to celebrate the game truth, and they about to throw a cookout. So I'm putting down the Humphrey, sailing on the lookout for CHP. I was a teenage G, so I'm reading the graffiti. The walls say peace treaty. Looking at the aftermath of the riot, I could still smell the ashes from all the clashes. But quiet is kept, it wasn't just the blacks. Everybody was looting and had each other's backs. We came to an understanding, demanding justice, justice. We all had a hand in the cookie jar and took it far enough to make a statement. Daryl Gates, that's where all the hate went. We passed by a swap meet, been shopping at for years, but it couldn't stop heat. See ya, wouldn't wanna be your next door neighbor. Less government relief checks, more labor. 10% blood suckers of the poor took a loss. For exploitation, had to show them who was the boss. Teach them not to be so greedy. Had to shut them down, bound by a peace treaty. Bound by a peace treaty. Hit the park, bailed out the car and seen blue and red everywhere. Look how strong we are, niggas showing up from this gang and that gang. Nobody set tripping, cause it's a black thing. People just partying, sipping on a cup. Some of the cops in FOI even showed up, suited and booted, kicking it with the low. In unity, who would be loving all black folks? I heard Solo bumping in the Blazer, clowning on the car phone, blowing up my pager. What's up is on the set, just checking out the scenery. Brothers I ain't never met is hitting me up. I had to swallow my pride, just kept stepping, hit them up and said ride. Ain't no drama cause I'm mobbing with Maybach. I seen Big Jets, J and K-Mac, they used to work them narcotics. Like my nigga Elwood and Renegade from the street product. We used to jack from the rich and then give to the needy. But now it's a peace treaty. And now the party's accelerating. The whole crowd bouncing, showing up, celebrating. Ain't nobody busting shots. I bustin' the mic, a.k.a. Mo like Watts and OG, cause he's older. Loving every minute of it with the camcorder on his shoulder, so we can capture the moment and reminisce. I'ma always remember this, because my niggas made the history books, and now the mystery looks a lot clearer. The man in the mirror got power, it's now or never, more than ever. Black people have to stick together, but yo, let's hear it for the Bloods and the Crips. I got to admit it, y'all brothers did it. I just hope it don't cease, for the sake of all the homies that's resting in peace.
Yeah, this is KB, this your favorite Eastside nigga. We are on Westside Wednesdays with your homie G-Lew, and this was and this is the Eastside edition, just like that, moving.
Hey, y'all, welcome to the G-Lew Show, Westside Wednesdays. I am G-Lew. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Miss Queen Jean. Good evening, Queen.
Good evening, G-Lew. What it do? What it do?
Hey, it's all good in the hood tonight, man. You know, I'm excited. You know when I'm excited, you know what I mean? Special people come on here, so I'm pretty excited tonight. You know, got a great guest. I'll let you go ahead and kick it all off because I think they're here in the green room. But go ahead, Queen. Give a spiel to the people.
Hey. We are welcoming the legendary, yes, I said legendary, Westcoast Kam. And he comes from, as he put it, a gumbo pot. So you guys figure that out. But he comes from a gumbo pot. Hood Universal, activist, hip-hop, artist, and many more accolades that this brother carries. So welcome to the show, sir.
Big Cam.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Man, peace, G-Lew Queen Jean. Man, thank you for having me. My pleasure, my honor.
Oh, yes, it's our pleasure and honor. Trust and believe that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The pleasure's all ours, man. How you been, Cam?
Oh, I'm good, G. It seemed like it might be like a little delay on this line, like a couple of seconds. So if you hear a pause, it's because of that. But I'm good, man. Just fighting a good fight.
Okay.
I'm sure you heard the latest turn of events. You know.
Yeah, I was just reading up on that. I was like, wow, okay. They got the right one. You know how they say, oh, you got the wrong one. They got the right one, right?
They got the right one, and I got time. Like the little white boy, I got time today. I got time.
I don't think he wants that. I don't think that dude wants that, Cam. So I don't know if it happens. It'll be a miracle, but I don't think he wants that. You know what I mean?
Nah. He don't want that. Not at all. But that was intentional though. You know, I'm saying that whole. You know, he knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. But they all do. They all know how to throw the rocks and then hide their hand. Like everybody knows how to talk bad. All the the Zionists or whatever, ADLs and JDLs, they know how to talk bad against Minister Farrakhan, but they know how to decline sitting down with him and letting the public see them have a public dialogue about whatever their accusations are. So they know exactly what they're doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me since we're speaking on that, I don't want to give too. Right, I don't want to put too much on that or do, but what do you think, man, just about that whole program period, that whole get down? Because I know you've been there, been on there and all that, and one way, you know, I think initially people, you know, respected it because he put people on a platform that needed to be heard, you know, and I respect that. But on the flip side is other things that he does, and I'm sure people know about, have a problem with, and then there's other things in other interviews when you're not present to even maybe speak on it or defend yourself. Kind of messy almost. Things go because he puts other people in other people's interviews when, you know what I mean, stuff like that. What do you think about that whole get down and where you at with it?
Right, yeah. I mean, if you know anything about the nation that I'm a part of, that I've been a citizen and active member and a soldier and warrior in for the last 30 years, which is the Nation of Islam, that's part of our basic teaching. And even the children is taught that, like, you know, that the nature of the enemy or the slave master's children is to come among the righteous people or the original people, telling lies, you know, causing the original people to fight and kill one another. So they just can't come telling 100% lies. You know, you gotta bring some truth. You know, you gotta mix truth with falsehood. So they'll bait you in with something that's true and something that they know we really concerned about or that's a serious or important issue to us. And then they come in behind that with their own agenda and start dropping their own little, you know, skunk seeds in the situation and have us, you know, turning into some mess. And as you know, mess sells. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. They want, you know, controversy sells, fighting and scrapping and killing and all that. That sells as long as it's not happening to them.
Right. That's deep. That's deep. Cam, I want to ask you just off of that topic, but just with the your whole, like you said, you've been a part of the nation over 30 years now, man, and always been solid with it and firm on what you believed and stood for. How is it for you, man, just keeping that balance all this time, man? Because you balance out, you have the nation, which you stand for and ride for, but you have the streets and the people in your community that you've still been here for day one on the front lines with, and so you deal with a lot of, shit in between all of that, though. You feel me? How have you been able to keep your balance and sanity with all of this you do and still be firm?
I just think it's being grounded in knowledge, the knowledge of reality, because that's what the nation teach. It's not a lot of people. Even the Vlad dude talking about that's religion. Religion. They can say anything like, nah, that's not what we do. Our religion is provable math, science, and nature, provable facts.
Right.
You can't put us in that spooky religious ghost story box. No, we're scientists. That you have to show and prove. That's our whole mantra: show and prove.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when the more knowledge that you got, like even in the Bible, if you want to even go there, my people is destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When the more knowledge that you got in the most important subject that exists, which is yourself, there's nothing more interesting than yourself. So if you get the knowledge of yourself, and then you realize that you're the top of the food chain, you're the most beautiful and important and most you're the maker and the creator of all of this, and somebody can mathematically prove that to you, then I'm not hating myself. I'm not looking at a blood this kind of way or a Crip this kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I want to get next to him so I could put this info in his head, and hopefully he can look at me different, and that we can go rule some of this earth like how these white people been ruling us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We already know we know how to kill each other, but do we know how to build and rule, like righteously rule? Like we supposed to. I'm almost 50 years. Well, I'm 50 years old. I'm supposed to be ruling a whole continent, a whole country and shit. It's people half my age overseas that's rulers, that's kings and princes and governors and all that. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't even ruling the apartment that we rent.
Right. Cam, let me ask you this, man, because that's a strong point. I want to ask you this, speaking on that, and being that you've always been a leader and pushing it all the way. Why don't you think over the years, because you made a good point, if brothers could kind of come together and figure out the right fight and say, for instance, get down with what you've been getting down with and pushing and being as firm and strong as you, we could have some real leaders in the community. Why don't you think over the years, I mean, there's brothers that converted, I know that become Muslims or whatever the case, but they don't, everybody's not pushing it how you do and ready to, take this to the point where we could be leaders and make a real difference. But we got strong brothers in the community, all these gang leaders and gang bangers, and but I don't understand why we can't get down for the right fight. In your opinion?
I think it really comes down to a spiritual, whatever your spiritual belief is. Even if you Bloods and Crips or Vice Lords or GDs or whatever, you still know that somebody created you. Like you don't know where you was at before you was conceived in your mama womb, or shout out your daddy nuts, and you don't know what's gonna happen to you after this body get laid down to rest. So it really comes down to that, what your concept of reality is and what your belief system is. And if you taught Christianity undertones, if you taught afterlife belief undertones, like that's going to affect you. Like, so in the Nation of Islam, that, like I said, that foundation, we don't preach or teach about no life after you physically die. We teach that you got to get your heaven, or you're going to suffer your hell right here while you live. So I don't have time to be beefing with no black man or no, and I don't have no time to let no white people rule me or fuck over me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got to get this shit right here in my lifetime right now. You know what I'm saying? But if we got some other kind of subliminal or subconscious belief system, like this life don't really matter, this don't really mean nothing, we all sinners, the flesh is weak, this is just a little test ground, we just spiritual beings having a human experience and all that shit, then you gonna tolerate all kind of stupid shit that you ain't supposed to. You think it's just gonna be better, this little experience don't really matter, and you know what I'm saying? No, this is the only experience that we taught. If it is something after this, great. We'll deal with that when we get there. But we got to master and make the best and make a heaven out of this for ourselves and for our children while we're here. So that's going to be at the root of whether you're a blood, a Crip, or whatever, or, you know what I'm saying, a Muslim or a Christian. That's what's stopping people from really taking it serious and making uniting their priority, because they feel like Jesus gonna make it all right. You know, we can die. You know, we ain't got to really fight. You know, the war is what they say. We war not against flesh and blood and all this shit. Like, we make all kind of spooky ghost story religious excuses about why we won't handle with the business we supposed to handle.
Right. True. Let me ask you just one more thing, and I'm gonna let Queen ask you, and then we're gonna get to. I want to talk some music. I promise we wouldn't, because I already knew we were gonna go. And we, Cam on here, so we're gonna get deep. But I promise we will talk about some music. So let me ask you one more thing, and I'll let Queen ask you a couple things. One more thing on this political type shit. You know, we got the presidency thing going on right now. Trump and everybody. You know, we hate Trump, but we got the other backside of Biden and Kamala coming in. And what's your take on all that, or do you even does that matter? Like, in your world, because I know you ain't tripping off for that, but it's still that's the president, and we're still in the United States. So, what's your take on this whole political thing?
We supposed to be, we not children and babies and at the mercy of what white people's program is. I hear too many black people talking about we gotta vote. It's the lesser of two evils. No, we don't have no choice. That's the most childish, weak, punk position ever. You do got a choice. Who said that you have to accept doing a evil? Like, who's gonna make me do an evil? Like, I gotta do a lesser of a two evil. I don't gotta do shit. Like, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go study and find out how America was founded. You know, the founding fathers that left England and rebelled against the Queen of England and came over here, or the Jews in Israel. Like, they didn't do no lesser than two evils. They got together. The state of Israel that was established by America, putting pressure on the UN, so-called UN 72 years ago. They didn't vote for that in no presidential election. You know what I'm saying? They got together and demanded and put pressure and used their political pressure and their economic pressure and leveraged that pressure and made them go establish them a state in a territory of their own, strictly based on race, because they say Jewishness is a race. White Jewish Israel is a race, so they know how to do it. And the same lady that Kamala Harris that say she ain't gonna sit there and do nothing just for black people. No, that's what she said. But on the last presidential election before Trump was elected, she was campaigning, say, I'm going to do this specifically for Israel. I'm going to make sure Israel is my first priority. They're going to have all the state-of-the-art weapons they need. They're going to have this many billions for the next 10 years. Like, so she know exactly how to do something specifically for a race that was supposed to have suffered because of their race. But when it comes to us, because blacks is so childish and so weak, we don't know that. We got to just tell her to give us the same thing she talking about giving to Israel, or we not going to vote for her. You know what I'm saying? But instead, we talking about we got to vote for her just to get Trump out of there. That's the stupidest, childish shit I ever heard.
Yeah, we gotta do that just to get him out.
Like,
we don't need 45 in anymore. We and it is a shame that we got to vote for somebody that we really don't want in, just to get rid of that clown, because we're tired of all his goofiness that he's putting out there.
But we don't have to do that. Like the Chinese community, Chinatown and Koreatown, and not to mention the Jewish community, none of them vote. You never hear them crying about who they got to vote for. No, they get together. True. They pool their resources. They leverage their economic power and their business power. You never hear a peep from them. But then you hear all these politicians kissing their ass. We're gonna do this for you, because they quietly is so united, and you're not gonna be able to get nothing done and shit if they don't cooperate. And just imagine they a small minority. Just imagine if black people did the same thing that these white so-called Jews is doing. All these politicians will be on our nuts.
Yeah, we don't have a strong unification. We just don't.
Right.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. But listen, I wanted to ask you, because you are of NOI, Nation of Islam, have you ever heard of a Brother Aquil Bashir?
Man, I'm not sure. I heard that name like hundreds of them. It's so many, brothers with that same name.
Yeah, there's a lot of Brother Aquil Bashirs, isn't it? Like, wow, that's my cousin. And he used to be part of the Panthers, and he's been a Muslim for over 40 years. And I'm going to tell you how deep he is into it. Back in the early 80s, I had came back from Germany for our grandfather's funeral. And he was standing there, and I called him by his slave name, as he would say. I called him, by his slave name. And he looked at me, but I didn't know anything had changed because I was overseas. And he said, I don't go by that name anymore, sister. And I was like, okay. He said, yeah, I'm Brother Aquil Bashir. Okay, so with all due respect, that's what I called him, and he made sure that everyone in our family called him that. Now, for my auntie, his mother, it was hard for her to accept that. But what she did, she started studying it, not to become it, but to understand it.
Yeah.
And then they had the best relationship that they had before he changed his name. R.I.P. to her. But he's now a gang interventionist. He has it's called PCITI, which stands for Professional Community Intervention Training Institute, and he's global. He goes everywhere. And everybody on his team, I call them his soldiers because he's the commander, they come from out the hood. He has a book out called Peace in the Hood. He teaches up at USC to the students. He go up there because he was martial arts. Hands had to be registered with the police
I'm
department.
sure I know him. Yeah, I'm sure I know him.
Yeah, I'm sure you do too. So I just wanted to speak on him because I'm proud to have his DNA. You feel me? Very proud to be. He calls me Sister General when he speak of me. So I run with that. So,
it's the truth.
I truly do. Yeah, I truly do. Yeah. I like when you was talking about your gumbo pot. I like the way you said that because when people ask me where am I from, I say, well, I'm from all over the place, from Compton, Watts, L.A., Long Beach. But when you said gumbo pot, I said that's a good way to sum it up. So when you said Inglewood, did you come from Inglewood family or you just lived in Inglewood?
No, I lived in Inglewood. Like that's my earliest. Yeah, that's my earliest memories of gang bang. Like that's the first time I seen any gang activity. I was 4 years old. So. I seen a little dude getting put on, what I'm saying, right across the street from my house. I was sitting on the front porch. He was walking home from school, and they packed him out in the bushes on, right there next to where I was. And I'm like, so I didn't really know what it was. I knew what it was, but I didn't really know what it was, But I only lived in Inglewood probably maybe about 2 years or something, from like maybe 2 years old to 4 years old or something like that. But that that stuck with me. That and then I went from there to Watts and Compton where it really got lit up.
Yeah. And you said Corporal Park. I have family that's from that, but like the peace treaty is one of the best things that you could have put out. And I was just really doing a lot of research on you, and it's like, wow, at 10 years old, your experience with the police, and that set the tone. And then when you talked about the movie Roots, it took me back to when I was staying in Germany, and I went and rented the movie Mississippi Burning. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we were watching it, me and my children, and my youngest daughter was watching it, and she broke down crying. And she said, why are they doing that to us? So I immediately took that out and took it back. And I had to talk to her with the knowledge of why. I mean, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they think they can do to us. So I found that type, intriguing, comparing it to Roots, so. Yeah,
I would. Me personally, like I don't, I don't take the movies back. I sit down and make my daughters really watch them and go through the full range of emotions, and then explain this is the enemy. This is the enemy that this is what they still want to do to you today. I would rather you go out there prepared, and because they not as scared as we are. We got a different trauma. If we give them this poison information and this reality the right way, and in a controlled environment where they feel safe because we're there, then they gonna develop that into a warrior strategy. Like, okay, I'm gonna try to find a formula to deal with these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, as the years went on, I did teach them. You know what I'm saying? I did let them know. I did let them see. I did as the years went on, because I come from that. My father was born in the 30s, and he come from that. You know what I mean? He taught us Black Power. He taught us about our culture at a very early age in life. It's just that I was a young mother. I was just, just seeing my baby crying like that. But now, all three of my children, they know. They know, my grandchildren, the ones who are of age to know, they know. So I just feel you on a lot of things that you be out there speaking about. And also just to say this, you look just like my nephew. You guys, if y'all were side by side, they would think you all were twins.
And, I might be in your family. I might be your family.
You know what I'm saying? You might be. I mean, you know how that went, so who knows? So I just wanted to speak on that, and I knew you said your dad was the LAPD officer, basketball coach. He did coach at Inglewood High. Paul Pierce was from the Celtics. He coached them, and then I also heard about how you spoke on the relationship there, and rest in peace to your mom. All of that. So anyway. That's all I wanted to speak. I'm going to sit back now and listen to the story, and then your Ruben Mohammed.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, you're going to speak on him too, right? Because he played a big role in your life. Yeah. So I'm going to sit back and let G-Lew take the wheel, and if I have anything else to say, I'll pop in. So give me some more history.
Queen Jean, all hail the Queen, y'all. Queen Jean has spoken. But we back at the G-Lew Show. It's Westside Wednesdays. We don't know already. Our special guest is the homie Kam, Westcoast Kam. We took on that name because it was some other stuff and Cam's out there, but this is the original right here, Kam, Kam, and he's live. You feel me? Hey Kam, let's go back. Let's talk about some music now, man. Because man, I just want to tell you before we start. This ain't no extras on it or nothing. I even put this when I first posted it. You are one of my favorite MCs, man. Period, point blank. Period. And I just want to just go back now and get a spill of the story, man. Because even speaking about you, always been in the nation and Muslim, and she just spoke about your brother. You feel me? Your big brother, which you had an influence on you joining the nation. I want to ask you just on the music tip, when you finally started doing music professionally or however you was doing it, were you already a part of the nation then? So was that already in your music from the beginning, or was there something else before that?
Nah, I was too short. I was foul. my rap lyrics was foul.
Okay.
So I got as soon as I got involved in the nation, I started getting registered and processing, and dealing with the nation teachings. I was also having some extra different kind of troubles with the law,
right,
and at home with it was just real a lot of crazy stuff going on, and my brother was always there, talking about how your homies and niggas from the neighborhood, blah blah, they ain't really your homies, and
right.
I mean he was right, but
right. You don't want to hear that.
You don't want to hear that until you get in those situations where you expecting,
right,
them to come through, and they don't, and then
with I'm sure youngsters going through now. That's why it's hard to talk to them, because everybody seems like got to go through their own shit first to realize whatever somebody already can tell. That's just seemed like nature, and I don't know if that's ever going to stop. Because if it was, we would be in control, like you said, and leaders from early. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, my brother was there, like, you know, just kind of telling me certain things, but it wasn't until just like with the peace treaty. Like, it's not until the real enemy that's getting at you way worse than your temporary false enemy. You think your own people from the other side over here is your enemy until you get in a situation, whether it's, you know, jail or prison or whatever, or, you know, to where you see how they really playing you. Like, they playing us like little video games or something. You know, they actually making us kill each other. You know, they dropping, you know, they dropping us off in this hood, and, you know, and or they the ones that start most of us gang banging, because I was an innocent little cool little dude, like I'm a bookworm nerd and all that, but it's the police that was saying where you from, where you live at. Oh, nigga, you such and such and blah blah blah, and then, you know, they'll drop you off in such and such hood and leave you there and say, you know, so now, or they might lock you up and just, you know, classify you, and, you know, you got to be over here with him. So they create 80% of the gang members and shit by playing us like video games like that. So we got to survive.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because once you do something to one of us, you know, they remote control us to that point where you know, one of them actually take a life of one of yours and say, okay, it really ain't got nothing to do with gang shit. This is my brother, like, you know, so I gotta respond now. I'm not responding for my hood. I'm responding. This is a family member that you know that you done manipulated to get killed, and now you done started a war between our neighborhood and this neighborhood, and now we gang banging. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they the ones that's always the hidden hand. They come among us, telling lies and doing this dirt and making us fight and kill one another. It's the same process. I don't care if it's Vlad TV or Kamala Harris or whoever. You know what I'm saying? They program is the same. It's the same. And when you realize that, then you can avoid it. You can recognize it, and it don't be no hate. It don't be like I hate white people. It's just my history has told me that I can't trust you. So I'm not going to trust you like that. I trust myself. We can still do business. I still treat you the way I want to be treated and be cool and all that civil. But I can't trust you with ruling over my life and my family. No, I'm not going to do that.
Let me
I feel like that too.
Let me ask you.
As far as the trust level part, yeah.
Right, yeah. I'm sure. Shit, we all do. Kam, let me take us back to this first album though. Were you did you have the knowledge of self, and did you go into that album?
Oh yeah.
Wanting to how did you control that balance early on, like you said, because you know you preach and you get on these records, man, and talk that stuff, man. But on the flip side, people can relate to you on a street level just as equally and respect you in that tone, like to me, and it was a good thing you did not, but you could have been probably the hardest if people say Q's and all them, but it's like you probably would have been the hardest if you were just strictly speaking the street shit, the street politics, and you know how that goes. You would have commercially been you know, way bigger, but I know you didn't choose that route. You stood firm on what you believe. But I just wanted to put that out there, and I want to ask you, how did you even balance that, like you did your whole career, but on your first album, going into that first album, what was the let me see. What did you want to do going into the album for that to be your first album to put out to the world?
Right. To even get finished your first question about, you know, what was your lyrics like before you in the Nation?
Right.
I actually, when I started processing and going to the Nation or whatever, you know, I was kind of making promises to my brother, like, okay, you know, if your Allah is really, you know, God and this and that, you know, so I'll try him out, I'll test him out, you know what I'm saying? And if he get me out of this or he get me out of that, because I was in a lot of shit that I, you know, ain't supposed to be alive right now, and he got me out, so I committed to it, and within that same maybe month or two, next thing you know, Ice Cube is pulling up at my house picking me up. So that's in a good way. In a great way, like that that turned me all the way out. Like, whoever this Allah is got, you know,
right.
How is this nigga like in my lap? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know,
right.
So I knew it was something to it. So I, you know, that was the first demo. That was like my first introduction, you know, as one of the quote unquote rewards of committing to the real God in my belief, in my mind. Like, you know, okay, I'm gonna test this guy. I know my brother ain't crazy, but he told me to test it. Mm-hmm. So I tested it, and next thing you know, my first fruit, I rolled a 7 and, like, you know, and cracked him. Like, oh hell, I'm riding with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
So, and that's what kind of inspired me from that, because, you know, my mom's, rest in peace, like, we was all, you know, poverty and all that, and she kicked me out the house with this rap stuff, because I was rapping, but my raps wasn't talking about nothing, so I started changing my raps, and then the first, you know, offer that I got was on, I forgot, like, maybe got 12 G's or something, like maybe 13, something like that, from doing a verse on Ice Cube Death Certificate album, that Colorblind album, that Colorblind song.
That's right.
Yeah. And then after that, you know, I tested it again, you know, this new Allah and shit, and then I got this Every Single Weekend, that's my first single off the Boys in the Hood soundtrack. So my mama had kicked me out for rapping, like, you better get you a real good job and blah blah blah. So she kicked me out. That's why I was getting in extra, you know, when I got into it with the with the sheriffs and the police, and, you know, that was while I was kicked out, because my mama had kicked me out for a few things, but one of the things is, you know, this rap shit. Now, that ain't no real job. You better go get you a real job, blah blah blah. So right after that, you know, I came back to her with a $25,000 check from for doing the Every Single Weekend song, and gave it to her, like. Right. And her jaw dropped, and mouth was hanging open. She was like, you know, I can't take this. I can't get feeling stupid as a motherfucker, like, 'cause, you know, you didn't believe in me, but I committed and believed in this God, because that was another part of the thing that she kicked me out with, this Muslim shit and this blah blah this and that. Mm-hmm. So my biggest opposition at that time and shit was in my own house. So it was my own mama and family members, grandmamas and all of that. Mm-hmm. So I had to fight that internal battle first to prove, you know, my faith or whatever. And then after that, shit, they benefited. You know, like Sister Queen said, you know, Jane, me and my mama had that same relationship. She didn't become a Muslim, but she started studying up on it because people started praising her son and saying, you know, this and that. So now, you know, she gotta be able to speak my language. So she's studying up on it and start making friends at her job that's Muslims and asking them about the Muslim culture, the religion and this and that. And our relationship was beautiful until she passed.
Wow, rest in peace. That's deep. I want to ask you too about the Cube connection. Like you said, next week Cube was pulling up on you, and I want to ask you, you know, we know how it turned out, but early on, the great connection you and Cube had, was it more of, do you think, which made you guys closer, or even how he found you, was more spiritual, or just more that he was messing with your lyrics and heard about you putting it down, or was it like, or even as things went on, was it a more spiritual connection? Because at that time, that's when Cube was heavily, you know what I mean, with the nation and kicking this thing, you know what I mean, at that time, you know, and that's when you guys hooked up, and that obviously had an effect on him. So, what do you think the connection with you and Cube was?
Yeah, he wasn't with the nation at that time. He still had the Jerry curl. He just was finishing the Killer Wheel when he just went solo. I'm the one who cut his Jerry curl off. So yeah. They didn't put that in the movie, in the Straight Outta Compton movie. They didn't put Cam's contribution in, but bless his heart. But yeah, right. I was in his wedding and everything. So, but wow. We was that close, so it was definitely spiritual. But it was also he seen the value of the same business that we was in, my talent, my rap talent, and my writing abilities, and just knowing that it was authentic. He was the one trying to make me push the gang, gangster rap thing. Nah, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? You do that, I'll do this. You know what I'm saying? but he respected that, and then that's why I was able to win him over to this side instead of him pulling me over to where he was at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think that had a big effect on Cube from then to even what he continued to do, even though he went back and forth a lot, but his foundation is pretty much, you could tell where his foundation is, and he goes back to it even now. He's been kind of pushing that. So his foundation is there from the effects you had on him, and I just think that was a great time in hip-hop, especially for LA and the West Coast. That connection, what you guys had was strong, man. I think it just, I'm just sad that it just, whatever happened, but it's just a sad thing because it was just some great music being made at that time, man. And like I said, I want to go back to the the first album that you put out and just the how did it feel for you? Like you just said, the effect. I don't know if you knew you had on the people or the streets, man. Because when you speak and when you spit it, it's just like gospel, homie. You know what I mean? And but you're always able to put that word in there. You know what I mean? And that's what people respect you for. But they respect that pen too. It's just like so cold, man. It's just like the first album. How did you feel about the album when it came out, and how was it received and everything?
I don't know. Like I'm so used to, because I grew up Christian, like heavy Christian. There's like 3 or 4 generations in my house. So unfortunately, I seen too much hypocrisy and misrepresentation and flattery and gassing people up and faking and this and that. So, and in the name of something that's supposed to be real important and holy and righteous. So, whenever I was making records, and somebody said they like it or they was feeling it, I didn't believe them. Like, this nigga just trying to, play me or gas me up, or you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up seeing too much of that. I seen too much religious hypocrisy in my own household in the name of God and in the name of the most righteous titles and labels and all that. So I just thought everybody was like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter how good you talk to me in my face and tell me, oh, you this and you that. Oh, man, I love it. And like, you ain't, no, you don't. Like, in my mind, I'm not dissing. I'm still on. So I didn't really believe it. And then only thing kind of made me start a little bit believing it is when I start getting checks, and that's how these youngsters think right now. That's why you can't tell them nothing because you're not giving them a check. If they seen that if they seen that they was getting some money or something or some type of, then they gonna think you care about them or love them. They gonna think you family because you helping them get the bag. So we've been unfortunately turned into like little prostitute devils. Like you really don't love me if you're not helping me get no bag type shit. Right.
You can talk all day, but that ain't. Yeah. Right. It don't matter. Yeah. Exactly. Well, again, the impact you had was incredible, Cam, and it's like on top of that, just speaking, kind of piggybacking off of that, the people, it's like so many people that you always help. You were never selfish. Like I hear so many people, whether they made it big or maybe underground, but there's so many people. It's like you the next one, next probably the Ice-T, who put so many people on that people don't know about. I hear people to this day, preach about how Cam gave them their first shot and chance, and you always work with people, the cats out the neighborhood that you thought had talent. I hear so many, the Spiders and all these people say that you gave them the first shot. You know what I mean? Again, was that always in you? Because again, like you said, you don't trip off the fame and all that. It's just were you always trying to help as well the other MCs get in the game, or did it just happen? How did that work?
Yeah, I thought that's what you're supposed to do. I thought that was, that's not even nothing like you doing somebody a favor. That's what you're supposed to do. I didn't understand. That's what me and Cube kind of had a problem and kind of fell out because, I thought, I was doing personal stuff, because he was having some personal issues with haters and with, whatever. So you ain't got to tell me like, shit, your problem is my problem. So,
right.
This don't have nothing to do with a record deal. But then once I was having like questions about like I need some support on this record deal, like why you not pushing my record, or why I ain't never been on no tour, or why I ain't in no movie, or blah blah. Or Cam, that's just how the business go. And like I was like, screw it, hit to break the business. That's how the business go. Like so, and he wasn't lying, but I was naive thinking that we supposed to be it's supposed to be deeper than that. Yeah. So that scared me.
Unity.
Yeah. That scared me because I also know what that means in the street situation. Like, cause I know what I was putting on the line that didn't have nothing to do with no record contract. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, if I need something in a record contract area that can't even get reciprocated, like I'm like, oh nah, shit, I got to back on up, you know, on this right now. And it wasn't his fault because he's a businessman. You know what I'm saying? I was more into the brotherhood, but he was a businessman. So neither one of us was wrong. It's just I wasn't mature in the business, and maybe he wasn't mature in brotherhood.
Right. Wow. Well, you know, what came with that was some great music and all of that. But what did you? How did Kam move forward? You know, because we kind of skipped over all that. You had a great album. You were featuring a lot of stuff. You and Cube did a lot. So I don't even want to. But I guess we gonna skip over that. But post Cube and now you out there in the water. You feel me? How does Kam move forward after all of this, man? And what's the game plan or the focus or even that really thinking about rap or you more to the nation at this time? What's the plan moving forward with the music tip? Or the business?
Well, like I said, I was always in the nation. That's my identity. That's my personality,
right,
and all of that. And it just just so happens that if you're trying to do business in this music industry or entertainment industry, that it just so happens to be owned and run and controlled by your arch enemies. if you're in the nation, you know what I'm saying. So I never lacked. I had a problem with talent or even people wanting to hear from me or whatever. But if we hadn't established our own distribution or our own platforms or whatever, I'm at the mercy of my enemies. You know what I'm saying? So they can make it look like I fell off, or they can put my stuff on the shelf and never put it out. I mean, I did 2 or 3 whole albums. I did a whole album with MC8 and Goldie Loc and Snoop and Warren G. On the album called The War Zone that never came out.
Yep.
Koch Records put that on the shelf. I did an album. Yeah. So, when you're dealing with your enemy. You know what I'm saying? Now we living in an age of social media and more independence and this and that. So that's why you even be able to hear from me now. You know what I'm saying? But I never
right.
Fell off. It's just I was white.
Oh no, I know the journey. You've been putting out classics, man. I mean, even some of your earlier stuff, like I said, we skipped over. But to me, like that Made in America. Oh my God, that is a classic album, man. It's like I don't know if it's people. I mean, people know the joints on there, but I don't know if people just overstand that whole album right there, man. That is a classic, top to bottom, top to bottom. I mean, before that, the other one was too. But that right there to me, homie, it's like you had it all in there, man. That was my favorite, Kam.
Man, yeah, that's what Tupac said, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he touched down, he was in the studio working on Machiavelli or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of the homie Shine Dog from Long Beach and hit me with him on the phone.
Yeah.
He was like, Kam, man, that shit got me through, especially that song Trust Nobody, man. That was my favorite song.
Nobody, I was gonna play that. I was gonna play that tonight. Oh my God. Man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. He was like, man, that got me through. I got that shit tattooed, man, on me, and blah blah. I just I want to let you know how much you mean, man, and I'm doing this record, and I gotta have you on it. That's what I was supposed to be on a song with I forgot what, I don't know if it's a Machiavelli album or whatever, called The Struggle Continues and shit. Like it's in his liner notes, like
Yeah.
But we never did that because of the death row politics and whatever. But yeah, man, that second album, that's when I first worked with Battle Cat too, because he did that record. He did like 2 or 3 records on that album. So that's why I first hooked up with Battle Cat. So yeah, that album was definitely a hood classic. But like I said, if I'm relying on the enemy,
and then Traffic was on there, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I know you got so many. Listen, I want to speak on this. I know a lot of people, they hear me play. I play that song just in rotation on here and all this stuff, and just that song. Even though you got so many more that are just so more, that may be a low key, just having fun. because you got so many powerful records that I love as well. But to me, Cam, his Traffic is definitely one of my favorites all time, bro. Like I think that's at any time I could put that on and get me right. I mean, then back then, that's when you made me want to get a low ride right there. That video was, oh my God, man, that Traffic is classic, Cam. One of my favorites all time.
Man, dope.
That video is crazy.
I have a question.
Lawson, go ahead, Queen.
It's not actually a question. It's I just wanted you to let the people know about your relationship with DJ Pooh. How it started. I know how it started. But people know how it started.
That goes back to what you was asking me. What was your raps like before you got in the nation? Was they always this and that? I'm like, no. My first introduction on commercial rap, it was with DJ Pooh, and this is like 1988 or something like that. And I won a St. Ides beer rap contest. That's what I was rapping about. Cam, Muslim NY Cam came into the game rapping about beer, malt liquor. And DJ Pooh was the start. DJ Pooh was the judge. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I met DJ Pooh, and he had just started doing the St. Ides commercials.
He did them all. He did Biggie's commercial. Biggie's beat. That's where that New York came from, I believe. Pooh was Pooh was doing it. Yep. Hey, to piggyback off of what Queen said, how did you and Pooh obviously built a strong relationship moving forward? You work with him, and not to get back on the Cube thing, but you guys continue to work together. You know, he had his issues with Cube too, and obviously you did the classic Womp Womp. You know what I mean? How did the relationship with you and Pooh continue, and was it a strong bond, and how is it even to this day?
Oh yeah. I'm even cool with you. Like all that, we put all of that behind us and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's sad that we didn't spend these past prime decade or so working together. But sometimes you gotta do certain things apart and let wounds heal if possible or whatever. So we've been able to do that. Rest in peace, Shorty. You know what I'm saying, brother Jerome Muhammad Shorty from the Lynch Mob. This past.
To him.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's stuff like that. It's hard pills to swallow or whatever. We all gotta follow that same path. We all gotta check out of here and return to the essence. But you want a strong team to at least be able to get back together and get that ring that we should have got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as far as Pooh, ever since the St. Ides thing, he had just started working with Cube around that time also. So we kind of stayed in touch that kind of way, and from another avenue, my homie Solo, we got back in touch. I got in touch with Cube through my homie Solo, and Cube was just exactly. But so Cube and Pooh was working on production on his solo album. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no, I think it was a solo album, or the EP, the one where he did Who's the Mac when DJ
Kill
Pooh
That
was,
Will.
Kill That Will. Yeah. So that was around that time. So he was already working with Cube from that angle, and then my homie Solo, was hollering at Cube on another angle, so that we brought it together like that. But me and Pooh immediately hit it off, and next thing you know, me and him became roommates. So we got an apartment together and shit. So that's my brother from day one.
Right. Okay. Wow, man, I wish you could have. That's a whole other story. The Friday situation, man. I don't know if you were around at that time, but I'm sure you would have been in there.
I was already
something.
Yeah, I was.
Cool.
Anytime you seen him with his haircut, that was post Cam. Anytime you seen Cube without a Jerry curl, that was post Cam. Cam was. Okay. We was already going through what we was going through.
Right. Okay, I got you. Wow.
Look, that's overstood.
Oh, go ahead, Queen.
No, I was just saying, that's overstood.
Yeah. But I just want to keep stressing that that we good and we on the same team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not no problem with it. Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Hey, Cam, if you don't mind, man, we spoke on it. I want to take a quick break and take them back to this classic album, just right quick, man, and just play some of this, man, right quick. And then we got a couple callers out there. I want to take some callers, holler at you if you don't mind. So we'll just do this, take a pause for the cause, and bang something in your ear. We'll be right back. Westside Wednesdays. Legendary Cam up in here. G-Lew, West Coast Kam, man. Let's do it like this. We'll be right back.
Cam, let's go.
People make the world go around. They ask me what's up, I tell them what's going down. Talk to me real if you feel you got a point to push, then trick, make it quick. Don't beat around the bush, I know we all looking out for number one. That's why brothers sell dope and girls get their nails done, trying to get the same thing everybody else got. If you a big name, I may be running game like snot, so I keep my guard up and I read between the lines. If we kick it long enough, I can see the signs. If your motives is righteous or wicked, do you want the knowledge or do you see me as a free meal ticket? I keep my eyes open and my mouth closed in a world full of white men, niggas and hoes. Everybody wants something from you, but ain't nothing free. I do for people, but what can people do for me? Except let me down or sell me out. But anyway, what you say you had to tell me about? Yeah, all that talk sounds good, but rule number one when you come from the hood is don't trust nobody. That's how I'm going out, so let me get my live on. Top of that, I'm black in this white man's world. Believe me, they don't care if your hair is very curled, especially for a male. If they can't kill me, they wanna put me under the jail. You know my record's clean cause you just checked, but to them I'm just another male Negro suspect, a threat to the powers that be. You got sweet talk for my sister, but it's sours at me, cause you see the black man as a rival. But this is anybody killer and it's all about survival, so go for what you know from your country hit college. This is 9-4 and I'm up on your trick knowledge, watching devils like a hawk. Excuse me, mister, why do white men whisper when they talk? Because that's a man snake hiding in that handshake, who won't hesitate to lie, cheat, and take. I know you think they act nice, but you be wiser just to take this advice and don't trust nobody. Don't trust you, so you trust nobody. You might be able to rap or make the fans mine, but never send a boy out to do a man's job, cause you know they couldn't handle it. You be at their memorial trying to keep a candle lit, though they was spit. It don't matter if you hustle bound, out here it's all about who can put their hustle down. So I kick it with the OGs, they say experience costs, as we floss on the gold D's. You gotta work for your milk and honey. Second rule in the hood, all money ain't good money. Don't get excited and don't be emotional. Never run your mouth in front of none of them hoes you know, bro, because fools and they money soon part. You might know their name, but you never know their heart. It's a cold game, but somebody gotta play it. You probably wouldn't know if I didn't say it. So all it really boils down to is respect. Just like the tat on his neck, it said trust nobody.
Yo, this is West Coast hip-hop pioneer General Jeff. Thanks for tuning in to the G-Lew Show on Westside Wednesdays, hosted by G-Lew. Our sponsors are BTP Media and 93 Tweed FM-ism. Yeah, boy.
Welcome back to the G-Lew Show, Westside Wednesdays, with our special guest, Kam, a.k.a. Westcoast Kam. You can follow him on all social sites, Westcoast Kam. Stay giving it up, man. If you tune into his channel, man, you're gonna get an earful of some real shit. I can just tell you that, man. But I'm blessed to have him on the show tonight. And Kam, if you don't mind, before we continue, let me go to a couple of callers. We got some a lot of callers out there. Let me go to the phone lines right quick.
Shouts out to Warren Campbell too, that was singing on that. You know, Mary the Campbell, the gospel group.
Her
husband Warren.
Singers.
Yeah, that was Warren. That was him. Yeah, that was him.
Oh wow!
When he first started.
Wow. Ain't that something, Queen?
Yes.
Hey, let's go to the phone line. Let's go to San Diego, man. My main man, Rev. Hello.
Yes, sir, man. This is Rev Ali, man. You know, I had to call to talk to my brother, man.
Man, that's my
you
brother.
Know what I'm saying? Let me tell you, man. Kam is one of the realest dudes I ever met in my life, man. Let me tell you something, man. When Kam know you real, he'll talk to you like if you was on an Ice Cube level or a Dr. Dre level. Man, Kam recognized realness at the low end, the middle end, and the high end, man. You know what I'm saying? The brother's no joke, man. And I ain't just saying that because he came to me, man. But I've been knowing Kam for years, man. I used to just sit back. I used to be with Scotty a lot, Scotty D, you know, and that's how I seen Kam, man. But Kam was the coolest dude, man. I said, man, he act like he know me, man. Like I'm Dre. I had to look behind me and see who was with me. And I looked behind me, wasn't nobody there but me.
Okay, so now G-Lew, don't believe him. Don't believe the hype, because when I was going through my, you know, some real rough spots, you know, within the last few years or whatever, the only one that had come through, I'm talking about with some change, with the last change in his pocket, is Rev Ali. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, you know. Wow. You know, don't let the compliments fool you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know,
it take a real brother to know a real brother.
Well, we support real legacy. We support supreme legacy, and also the knowledge that Kam give. That's why I give, because Kam give you knowledge, man. He give you energy. He make you feel good about yourself, and he ain't even got to really say nothing. Kam got that wisdom already, man. That nation is a real nation, man. It's a real nation, man.
It's our nation. It ain't no Muslim thing. That is just the nature of the original black man, in particular the one that suffered the 400 years of slavery under the beast. So it's not no religion thing. It's an experience. It's the nature. Our nature was altered. You know what I'm saying? Through the hell that we've been through, and we was made a special people. We got a special kind of heart. That's why we so forgiving and we so sensitive to other people's pain, because we went through the worst pain. So that's what this shit is about.
We sensitive. They can't never say black people we don't be on that like prejudice or racist. We give what we take. We take and we give it how we get it. But we just that's not that what I've seen is just not in our hearts. That's why, like you say, I don't know if it's almost a bad thing, but we so forgiving and so that's just not in us to be hateful. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Well, go ahead.
But no, it's all good, man. I just want to say, I want to be short, man. I just want to say, man, hey, man, Kam, I love you, brother, man. Anytime you ever need me, man, I'm coming for you, man, all day, man. Anytime, any time of the year. I'm going to be there, man. And he did some records for me, but Kam, let me tell you something. Kam ain't gonna rap with you unless he know you got something going and you really doing something, man. Because Kam ain't gonna just jump on the record.
Right.
But I love that brother, man. He's the realest dude I ever met, man. And anytime you see Kam, man, you make sure you treat him like a real man in this planet, man, because he is one of them, man. There ain't too many of them out there, man. And so when we gotta help each other, you make sure you help the right one, and Kam is the right one.
Man, Rev Ali is the right one. So remember that. Remember that name, Rev Ali, because you're going to hear it again. So
that's my man right here. Ali, you already know, man. Yeah. Ali is that's family, man. So everything he said, all real.
Peace and love,
like
Ali.
you said, too. Same with Ali.
Hey, much love to you, Queen Jean. Hugs to you, Queen Jean. And G-Lew, I did my 50 push-ups. I did my 50 push-ups today, G-Lew. I got to Hey, Cam keep his arms right too. Cam ain't gonna have his upper arms looking like his wrist. Cam do push-ups, man.
Yeah, Cam a cold dude. Cam athletic. He'll hit a backflip on you in a minute.
Oh yeah. At 50 years old.
And 50.
Hey,
Speaking
of that health issue, I just want to, before you hang up, I want to get the information on the COVID-19 defense stuff that you have for sale. I definitely want to get that information. So before we end the show.
Yeah, we could talk about it real quick. You know, I've been making ionic colloidal silver. It's not a drug. It's a natural mineral. The element silver is the most powerful antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial, antipathogen, antifungal, whatever known to science. It's cheap. I've been making it for my own family, just personally, since 2008, 2009, and because of this COVID situation, you know, I made it more available, and I put it on my website, westcoastkam.com, and it's a 4-ounce bottle that you can get for I got a sale right now, actually, for $19. You can get it for $19, and the store is like $36, almost $40, the same size bottle. It's 20 parts per million. So you can do your research on it, but colloidal silver. Do your research on colloidal silver. It's a few little scary propaganda, stories on the internet. Don't believe it about some white dude that turned blue or purple or something like that. And that's he wasn't using real silver. He was using sterling silver, which was a mix of other metals and salts or whatever. And that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not how you're supposed to make it. It's non-toxic. You can give it to children. You can use it externally as a disinfectant or sanitizer or whatever. So it's way better than Lysol or bleach or whatever Trump was talking about drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, but don't take my word for it. Research it, but it's available. And I can't say that it's a cure or nothing like that because that's against the FDA rules or laws. So we just say it's a defense. It's a defense.
Okay. Right.
But peer-reviewed published medical journals and scientific journals and all of that already have charted that the no known disease-causing virus or pathogen can live longer than 6 minutes once in contact with colloidal silver. So you can read between the lines and say whatever that means to you. But Cam is not saying that it's a cure. Cam is just repeating what peer-reviewed published medical journals, top white scientists have been saying for the last 100 years about the antiviral properties and power of colloidal silver. So you can take it for what it's worth to you.
And that's on your westcoastkam.com.
Yep, westcoastkam.com.
Okay. Right on.
Okay. There it is. People log in right now. Get you some of that. But just get some knowledge, period, man. I'm sure there's plenty of it on the site. So tap into westcoastkam.com with a K immediately. Shout out to Rev Ali again. Ali, much love. Let me take another caller.
Peace and love.
Let me go to peace and love, Ali. Let me go to the phone lines. Caller, hello, 818.
Hello, it's me, Dee Dee.
Hey,
Queen,
Dee
how
Dee.
you doing?
How are you doing? You know I have to tap in. I've been so excited for this interview. I follow. He knows I follow. I always talk controversy on it. Somebody said
a fire starter.
I'm sorry, Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you're about positivity. But no, I love you so much. I love the music. And then I watched you on the interview, I think it was Kev Max.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been following you ever since because I never knew your handles. But I'm so glad that you really put out positive. People think it's negative. For me, it's positive. I really the information that you put out there is so beneficial because people don't really know the truth. They really don't. And no one is brave enough to really get out there and put the truth that people don't know. I don't put a lot of information on my site because I'm a writer.
Yeah.
And people, I read my books. You'll see certain things in there, and you're like, oh, wow. If you don't like it, don't buy my book. But you really do. That's what I said to Writers for Life, because they really put things in their stuff also. You put things in there that I don't like to say black people, because black is a color and not a race.
Right.
But you really put that information out that we really need to know. And, you know, I grew up a Seventh-day Adventist, so I've always, you know, the things that we heard about Farrakhan were don't listen, turn it off, you know, and that was filled in our heads. And then I grew up and I started having my own mind and listening and looking, and I don't fault. My mom was a Methodist. My grandmother was a Methodist. My mom, 7 days in there. So those are what you learn and you listen to. But, you know, once I got 19, I started reading and learning and really, I read my Bible beginning to end. And you go to church and you're like, that's not what it said. What?
Yeah, that part.
Right. So you really start getting your own mind. And then, you know, in my later 20s and 30s, I really said, I started listening to the things that he said, and I was like, you know, then I read Malcolm X, and you really start to get knowledge for yourself, and it's amazing. So, you know, I do pop in, I say little things. I like a lot of things that you put out there, but that information that you put out there, I like it. So, you know, I have to tap in and give my little kudos. It's so much different than Instagram. So keep preaching it, keep putting it out there. I love it. I wish I'm an Israelite. I'm not a camp Israelite, because I don't like the stuff that they do, all that yelling at people and the negativity that they can spew. I'm an Israelite because we're children of Israel. You know,
I'm an Israelite right there with you.
Because read that Bible and you'll understand that part.
Yeah.
I just really admire how the Muslims, you guys really come together. The way that you do it. Because I said one day, if you Israelites would get it together and come together with the Muslim faith, we could make a change in this world. Yeah. Because we will be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, we're doing that. We're working on that right now.
Yeah, you got to be disciplined. It's a discipline of it.
And you guys really are. That discipline that you have, the positivity that you put out, all that fighting amongst each other. That's why, you know, those camps and things like that, you guys can't get it together because you want to fight with each other. You Muslims don't do that. You stand together. You're strong. You uplift people. You teach. And I really admire that about you guys. I really do. That's why I really like being on your page. You got my son one day. He was like, I want to get in there and talk to him, and he had a little 1-year-old. Watching Disney or something. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was like, man, he told me to let him know next time that you were doing something, because you guys were saying the same thing. You know, we have the same, but we definitely have the same beliefs, because we too don't. That whole
I'm familiar.
setup,
I'm familiar.
It's we believe in the same things. We do, and I like, because I put you said something today or yesterday, and I just gave you the praying hands like, thank you. Wake up, America. Wake up and listen to the things that you were trying to teach us. We really, I love it. And I always say I'm never too old to learn something. I don't care if you're 15 and you have something smart to say. I'm going to pick up, I'm going to listen. And I'm so glad G got you on the show, because he has a big following, and we really have to pick up and listen, because we really are the chosen ones. I don't know why they kicked Nick Cannon off the air for saying that's not anti-Semitic. It's telling the truth. We're not saying
we know
why bad people. No one ever said that. Yeah, I know, but no one is saying that. You're not saying anything bad. Read your Bible. That's why they didn't want us to read. You know, and there's no one is hateful. I'm not mad at your ancestors for what they did. But just please understand what we're going through, because it's been over 400 years that you kept us in captivity. And that's what I teach my sons. I have 5 sons. One is gone. But we've been in captivity, and I've taught that because my dad taught it to me and to my brothers.
Right.
Understand you're in captivity, but don't keep your mindset to be stuck and blame other people. But understand your roots, where you came from, and learn how to keep moving forward. So, I'm sorry, I just came in and just rambled on, but I just really want to tap in today because you are so impressive to me.
Oh man, I'm your brother, and you my sister queen, just like Jean. Like, you know, I don't know if you understand that in the nation we talk, like I said earlier, I don't know nothing about what happens to you after you die. I can't, you know, we taught that the only heaven that we gonna know in this life is found in the black woman, in our women.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know, it ain't nothing more pleasing and beautiful and comforting and pleasurable or nothing than the sister. So if you know I'm not gassing you up. I'm not trying to get at you or flatter you or nothing like that. But I'm just telling you the value of when we know we can do something that's elevating, that's positively elevating and encouraging our women and girls, then we really doing our purpose as men. That's how you know you're a man. You can't be a man if you ain't doing nothing positive for a black woman, period.
Right.
I could be a male,
period.
But only a woman can make me a man.
Period.
That's how I taught my son.
I totally agree.
You treat a woman the way you want someone to treat your mother.
Right.
And you can't do that. You're not doing a good job. You're a disservice to this world, and I really instilled that in them. So
man, that's great.
So I'm so blessed that I got in and was able to talk to you. You're amazing. Keep doing the good work that you do.
Man,
and your music
is
awesome also. I know your music too.
That music.
Serious.
Please, people, don't sleep on that music, Cam. You done took you know you're an activist and you do so many things, but that music, man, is like gospel, man. It's like
it speaks.
Man, Cam, you got
it speaks.
I said my top. You're in my top, homie, and that ain't no extras on it. So, man, for real. But thank you, DJ. Let me take one more call. We got a few more, but let me take one more call. The homie Snow wanted to get in. Snow, what's up with it, homie?
Hello.
Snow banging something.
Hey, yeah, I was actually over here playing some old gospel gangster with Cam on it. Some bad company. You remember that?
Yeah. What's good with you?
That's what's up. What's happening, homie? You know, over here maintaining.
Man, that's right. Same here in the war, fighting the good fight.
That's right. We all winning, bro, as long as we keep our mind focused, you dig?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's up with the G-Lew? How you doing, sis?
I'm doing good,
bro.
Snow. How you doing?
That's good. I'm good. You know, just getting off work, relaxing, and enjoying the show.
Man,
taking me back, listening to you, Cam, taking me back over some of my days over chilling on 92nd and Grape with my people flying in. You know
right.
You know.
Man.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm sitting here reminiscing, listening to the music, listening to your convo, and digging the whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Props to you, man. I've been following you for a long time, Cam, and you got a homie over here. Remember that.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, man, and much respect, much love to you. I'm trying to, you know, represent. You know, I ain't a politician, but I'm trying to represent, you know, the pain and the suffering of, and the reparations that we owe. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you doing the right thing, bro, and big props to you. Keep on doing it because we need a voice like you to speak that way, because some of the louder voices don't get heard, but a voice like yours is loud and known, so it can get heard a little bit better than some of our littler voices. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's what I represent, because you know, we know it between us. It ain't no big eyes and little U's. But this media, this enemy makes his media. They create fake stars and fake leaders and shit that they want us to listen to. That ain't saying nothing. But the real leaders is on his phone right now.
Exactly, I can dig it. Exactly, that part.
Yes, sir.
That part.
Much love, Snow. Thank you,
I just want to tune in and show my love, you know, and like I said, props to you, Cam, and I'm going to keep on banging you and playing your oldies and getting my groove on to you, homie.
Man, appreciate it, Snow. Man, much love, bro.
All right, much love to y'all, man. Y'all have a good one. All right, sis. I'll talk to y'all later. All right, Wes.
Peace, homie. Wes. Hey, Cam, what's up, Queen?
I just wanted to say this when I never knew that there was a front street in
Watts.
Watts. Right, in Watts. So when I first found out that there was a front street in Watts is when I went to a repass on the street called Anzac over there. Now what tripped me out is that what trips me out is in Front Hood in Compton across Wilmington, that first block.
That's Front Hood. Oh yeah, it's a Front Hood and it's an Anzac Anzac Great. It's an Anzac.
And I
think that's Pocket Hood though. I think Anzac.
No, that's Front Hood. Pocket Hood goes a little further over because I'm from that area. I live in that area. I went to Centennial as well, just to let you know. So.
Oh, okay.
I went to Centennial as well and Willowbrook. So.
Yeah.
I was born in Compton. I was born right there behind the graveyard, right there in Nutty Block Hood. But it wasn't no Nutty Block then because I'm from the 50s.
That's my little sister.
Yes.
That's what's up.
But back then it wasn't no Nutty Block. We was the Nutty Block. It wasn't no Nutty Block like it is now. So.
Oh, that was farms though. It wasn't all that farms, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So but it just tripped me out when I went to the repass and I was like, damn, I didn't even, I really was tripped out because at that time I was doing a whole lot of other things. So I didn't know if it was the mind being blown by that or what. So, it tripped me out. But I just wanted to piggyback off of that. And before we go, I wanted to read the quote by Farrakhan, but I'll wait till we get ready to sky up out of here.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere yet. No, we ain't going nowhere yet. I want to ask Cam next. I got a lot more for Cam, man. I got Cam here tonight, man. I got to get all this off it. But we could go in so many different directions with Cam. And so this is a gumbo pot. We got Cam on here. It's gumbo. So let me ask you this, though. Digging into the gumbo pot, Cam, let me dig into this part right here about you making recently, well, it's been a couple of years now, but the Mutual Respect record, man, where you put it out there again. You stepped out there, man, and did it again. But the unity with the black and brown, man, and making this a project that you did, and putting so many brown homies on there, and making the combinations and the Mutual Respect, the collab with some of these great underground brown MCs, and then some of the legendary black MCs, and just bringing it together. Because we had some people out there who wanted to ask you about that, but me personally, I wanted to ask you about that because to me that was a classic album. I don't know if it got the major nods it was supposed to get, but that everybody who knows that was a classic, and you did some legendary things on there, bringing the black and brown together, and you had some bangers on there as well. So can you tell us about the Mutual Respect project? What brought that about?
What brought it about was long overdue. Of course, the politics and the tension and the stuff that been going on between the South Siders, between the SA, the South Siders, and the blacks that came from the street politics, penitentiary, dope, issues or whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and how. Me being born and raised on the east side, like I was born in White Memorial Hospital, Royal Heights, right, East LA, and so I was raised by Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? My homies, on my street, like that when I did the song "Still Got Love" for them, even though it was full of black people in that video, when I was talking about got their sisters and ate their mamas cooking. I was really talking about my SA homie, my you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't there at the time. He was locked up or whatever. But half of my life was raised by my Mexican homies before it was all this jail politics. You know what I'm saying? Right. My homies from Compton. Yeah, Compton, CV3, CV3, the Flats, Tortilla Flats, before it got into all of this, the Watts, the great essays from great, you know what I'm saying?
Vadio Watts.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Watts, Vadio, you know what I'm saying? Great.
Yeah.
That's what WVG would stand for. You know what I'm saying? So that was, you know, that was just second nature. Like, it was just somebody trying to tell you something foul about your own brother or something. Like, okay, I understand the politics of it, but if I got anything to say about it, I'm gonna put something together like this. I'm gonna use what I know and the family oriented respect. I know how to speak their language. I know what they respect. You know what I'm saying? Because they helped raise me. So, you know, I reached out speaking that language that I know how to speak. Not that I'm speaking Spanish. I'm speaking respect. I know how to respect them. You know what I'm saying? So, and on top of that, certain knowledge of self and knowledge of the history of the original indigenous, you know, people of this country, which was the Native Americans, and then they got conquered by the Spaniards, the white Caucasians from Spain conquered them like the white English conquered us. That's why they speak Spanish, and that's why they light skinned and watered down a little bit, because they got conquered by the white Spaniards and made them speak Spanish and give them Spanish names. It's like we got conquered, and I'm light skinned by the slave masters and gave us English names. You know what I'm saying? So once I got them at it like that, because they G's know that. Their G's know their history. They Aztec and they Inca and they Maya and you know, they know the history that what I'm saying is true. But they just can't trust wild, dumb, ignorant niggas that you know that ain't coming at them with that respect and that knowledge. So they you know they used to, even I'm talking about the most grimy little South Side of SA. They, you know, they be like, well, you ain't like the Mayantes, so like you different, like y'all different. Like, yeah, we know who we are and we know who y'all are. So, you know, you don't have to agree. We ain't talking about no kumbaya. We love each other, hold hands, shit. It's just about ceasefire, respect. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But do you think, because I agree everything you just said, and I grew up the same way, homie, so it's like I can't see the bullshit, but it's like, do you think almost like it's like a, I won't even say the word, but ignorance between both the cultures that it's an underlying thing called ignorance, that people don't want to see what's really going on. You know what I mean? Just like how you brought the album together, we are the minority, but the most powerful and have so much power that we don't know of, and you know, it goes the same way with both of us. Kill each other. They're most enemies, even though it's between the lines, but they kill each other. We kill each other, and all of this shit, and it's like, it's almost just like ignorance is what's continuing the cycle.
Yeah, that's until you get a greater enemy, and that's like the peace treaty. Until you realize you got a greater enemy, like a Trump or like a white military force or a genocidal force that's trying to stop both of y'all out. Then the G's from behind the wall, the brown G's and the black G's. It's like what's going on right now with the coasts, the East Coasts, and the you know what I'm saying. It takes a bigger enemy than what y'all was against each other to make you see the real picture. Okay, this is the real war. This is the real enemy. You know what I'm saying? We had to establish, you know, these little minor wars to establish respect. Okay, you kill ours, we gonna kill yours. Okay, but that's not the real war. That's some little battles that we've been manipulated, you know, to prove our warrior manhood. Okay, we didn't prove that. We know we'll kill. We know we'll die, and we'll go all the way. But this ain't the real enemy now. Now look how these niggas is organized now, and this devil sitting in his White House. They getting at both of us on a whole nother level. And it's not just the White House. I'm talking about the little white militia groups, the followers, the 70 million or more followers of Trump. Them the ones that bought all the guns and the ammunition for the last 8 years when Obama was in office. Them the ones teaching their little children how to shoot better than your little gang homies in your hood know how to shoot. They teach their little white daughters how to shoot better than your toughest homie. Okay. So you better recognize who your real enemy is, and we all we got. We better try to find a way to become allies. Right.
They go right in the backwoods.
Yeah, getting it in.
Right.
With black targets. Black targets with a white background. That means that's subliminally saying we're gonna be shooting for niggas in the daytime. So every time I used to go to the range, every time I go to the range, I get a white target with a black background.
Say why not though, right?
Hey,
let's switch it up.
Hey, Cam, let me ask you about this. You made the we fast forward and you make the legendary track Peace Treaty at the time. You know, when all of that went on, and it was great things going on in the city. We piggybacking off of the Blacks and Browns, and everybody was together, Bloods and Crips, and everybody, and then your song and movement was at the forefront, and it made a great impact. And that's when a lot of people kind of heard of Cam if they didn't know. You know, it was on the front line. And what do you think the impact of that song had, and where do you think we are now, 25 years later, with everything and kind of that song to bring it full circle from when you made that song and the impact it had where we are now?
I think by God's grace, that's what gave birth to the Nipseys and the
right.
The K Dots, you know what I'm saying, the Kendrick Lamars, and it was groundbreaking to me. It was like a dream, like to me. Just
would you say that was one of your proudest moments in the industry?
Oh yeah, definitely, yep, definitely that, and doing having a key verse on a Million Man March song, a Million Man March video single that came out in 1995. I was sick. I didn't make the march though, but I was able to be the like the key voice verse on that song for that. So those two songs was my most proudest songs in my so far to me.
Right.
It was history making. It was groundbreaking.
History making, made history to this day. I mean, that's it. They probably look up Cam. Peace Treaty is definitely going to come up probably first.
And that's what I want to be known for.
That part. Hey, Cam, let me ask you this. You spoke on this gentleman earlier. May he rest in peace. Like you said, Pac got at you about your album and how he loved it. At the time Pac was out, I know you've seen his career, where he went. You probably around him a lot and all of this. Do you think, or like you said, you were supposed to collaborate, do you think maybe you guys collaborating or becoming closer or making some moves that it could have had a great impact? Or what did you think about Pac overall, and did you see the potential of what he could have did, and maybe if you guys would have got together at his height?
Yeah, it would have definitely been. Like he was actually working towards that. We used to run into each other periodically, like at different functions, different events, and he'd come over and put me to the side and say, I'm working on my own thing. I'm about to, he told me I'm about to leave Death Row. I'm about to, do this and do that and try to come back home, Cam, like to what I what I really supposed to be doing, and so I just always gave him support, man. I love you, bro. I'm here. You need me, this and that. But I just never, got in the way and stepped on them toes or whatever he was doing over there at Death Row. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I was cool with Suge and my homie Big Jake. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. He's every time he see me, man, come on home, come on over to the road. I'm like, man, I can't do that. I ain't finna do that. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Even though, he's like, man, they used to clown like, man, it's gonna be totally different. We do these industry dudes like this because blah blah blah. I was like, still though, man, like, I can't even sit there and let y'all do that. We'll be bumping heads. I can't even be over there.
Right. Okay. Shout out to Pac. And fast forward, you spoke on this guy as well, but you can put them in the same circle with the things they were doing or could have did, but were lost tragically early. Nipsey Hussle. What did you think about him, during his journey? And was there ever, you think, could have been a collaboration or just meetings of the mind with a brother like that, because he had the younger crowd and could have guided them the right way with what he was doing?
I think he was already doing it. Like, it definitely could be a collab, but that's if I showed
on some bigger shit, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh no, definitely. I saw him at what movie was that? At the All Eyes on Me movie, that Tupac movie that LT Hutton did.
Right.
Yeah, right. That I was, we had a conversation, at that movie. I mean, at that movie premiere, briefly. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been respect. And I reached out to Cold Things. I reached out for him maybe 2 days before he got killed. You know what I'm saying that
wow.
I want him to get on this song that I got. And of course, and he already said, yes, it's all good, you know what I'm saying? And like 2 days later, and that shit happened. I was like, wow.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to speak on those two, brothers, because I know if, you guys could have made something happen, it could have had a great impact. And like I said, you've been doing this since day one, and when other brothers have to kind of find a way of or weave through all of this shit, called the industry and the streets and the politics and the balance, you seem to always have the correct balance through it all, and just remain firm and pushing, and you're still here with it, man. Where do we see Cam going from here? Like, what else can you do, or what do you feel you can do that you want to do that hasn't been done yet, or that you've been on a quest to do, because you're still here and you got the respect from everybody. So where
you talking about in the music
or just period, because it's bigger than music. But, the music is there, but just period.
I want to Piper. I want to, like R.K., I want to Piper my people into reparations. Just like we didn't think we was going to see no black president in our lifetime. My accomplishment is to be a key instrument in getting our people to actually get our reparations. That's what I want to do before I leave this earth.
Okay. And when you say reparations, right, you hear that, and people almost
reparations
hear that
means
now, it's
land.
like a big, right, and we hear that now, and people almost like we hear that, if we don't know how, like, it's attainable or how it can happen, like we just hear it, But what are the steps we can, because you said you want to make this happen. So what are the steps we can take to really make this happen?
It only took America in 1945. I forgot the president. I don't know why I keep on forgetting to look it up. I don't know if it was Truman or Lyndon Johnson. I don't know. It was one of whoever the president was in 1945. It only took them 3 years to set up the state of Israel for those white Jews, to go gangster that territory in Palestine, to carve it out, to put settlements up, to make sure they had the latest state of the art housing and accommodations and technology and weapons and trade and commerce, ports and vehicles. It only took them 3 years. America used Truman. Okay, so Truman used his influence over the United Nations, which is just a front. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just Europe, all the Europeans, leaders that run that. But
right,
America was the most powerful and most instrumental in establishing the state of Israel. It only took them 3 years. They carved out that territory, even though they took it from the wrong kind of way. We already got dual citizenship. We already got places in Africa, whether it's Ghana or different places in West Africa, and different places that want us to come home. That we ain't got a gangster no territory and like we stealing. They want us to come home, and so all what we demanding is that you America, you take care of supply us with the technological needs and the building and reinforcing new infrastructure and stuff that we need for the next 20 to 25 years until we can go on autopilot and service them things for ourselves. They've been doing that for Israel for the last 72 years. Billions, 20-something billion per year. Nuclear weapons, state-of-the-art technology, trade and commerce, business, so they know how to do it. So the more my hood people and regular hip-hop community that I could put this in their head and set this as our agenda, make us bang for this instead of bang for elect Kamala Harris or get Trump out of office, that's not going to do nothing for us. We need our own. We're wise enough and mature enough and grown up enough. We're the ones that's holding America up. Any important field that America of science or technology or industry or military is black people that's running it anyway. So let's take all of that talent. Yeah, let's take all of that talent and put it in our own separate states or territories, whether it's here or some other continent, And we did it in Tulsa, Black Wall Street, or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? We did that a long time ago and proved that it worked. They just got salty and bombed it and sabotaged it. But now they don't have the leverage to do that. Now that the world is watching, they can't do that to us like that now. And for other reasons also that I won't go into. But yeah, it's a superior technology, it's some superior weaponry that they call UFOs and shit that won't let them do that now. So we just gotta squad up and do it.
Right.
Squad up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Squad up. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, man.
You got to start loving us too a lot more.
Yeah.
So, Kam, again, you told us what you want to do before you leave here. Reparations.
Yeah.
So,
reparations.
What do we want to leave? Go ahead, sir.
No, that was it. It was just a delay.
Okay.
Go on and finish up.
Okay. No, I was gonna say so. What do we want to leave the people with tonight? Like moving forward from this, man. It's like I don't know, man. It's like so much. It's a gumbo pot. You know what I mean? Kam has spoken tonight, and I just want to kind of leave the people with something that we could take from this, Kam, to motivate them to go in the direction we need to go in. You know what I mean? Not leave them confused or anything else. What do we want to leave them with? A firm stance tonight that they can take from this and move forward in the right direction.
That without being on some religious stuff, that black people who are the descendants of 400 years of slavery are the chosen people because we got a unique experience. It don't mean that we quote unquote better than nobody, but we're chosen to lead the rest of humanity out from under the wickedness of the present rulers and govern and rule ourselves according to righteousness, according to morality and love and respect, the opposite of what we've been under for 400 years. Nobody is more qualified and more sensitive and caring to know how to do that and the value of why that should be done than us. That's what makes us chosen. We're chosen to be leaders of a new sensitivity and a new love and respect for humanity because we don't want nobody else to ever suffer what we suffered. We're the real Jews that say never, never again. Not only us, this should never happen to us again. It shouldn't happen to no people again. So let's create a whole new world with people of a like mind that won't allow no people, especially these white people, racist people, to ever be able to do this to us again. And we got the talent, we got the know-how, we got the independence, and we got the protection. You know, if you want to know more about the protection that I'm talking about, you know, check out NOI.org, thenationofislam.org, or go on YouTube and type in Farrakhan UFOs, and you know that's one aspect of it because the United States government and all these governments are now doing disclosures about how all of their sensitive nuclear facilities is being infiltrated and flown in and out of their airspace with impunity, and they can't stop whatever these craft are, and they want to say they aliens and they from outer space. They're not aliens. Those are your brothers and sisters of the black nation from here. Those was built here by scientists in the early 1900s. This is who the United States government says is above top secret, and they know this is who taught Elijah Muhammad. Those are not ghosts or aliens or spirits. They're original, wise, holy black people that are going to end this enemy's world pretty soon. So, if you read the Bible, that's what the Bible means about Moses or God's chariot that led the children through the desert or through the wilderness. It was always a flame of fire by night and a cloud by day. That's talking about what they call a UFO or Ezekiel's wheel. It's a human built mechanical craft that's a weapon. That's the most advanced technological weaponry that was ever made, and it was built by us, and white people know it, but they can never tell you the secret. I'm talking about these governments and and these politicians, they all know it exists. That's why they have secret societies to keep this information secret, and they have to keep the secret upon pain of death. They know what it is, but they can't never tell you. So I'm telling you, the Minister Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam is telling you. So that's what it is.
Right. And let me ask you this one more thing, and I'll turn it over to Queen if she has anything else. I just want to play some Cam music, man, for the people. Man.
We need to play some music now.
We need to play some music. I want to bang some Cam, but check this out, Cam. I want to ask you one more thing about the nation and everything that you stand firmly and believe in. Tell us, to the people out there, new listeners, or anybody who listens to you and respects everything you do, but may have questions or anything about what you represent or the nation or Elijah Muhammad, because there's so much stuff out there. What do you want to say the most misconceptions are, and what would you like to leave the people with about the nation that they don't know or have misconceptions or just misunderstood that you want to leave them with about the nation and what you stand for and what the people need to know from your mouth?
Right.
As opposed to anything else they
Right. Well, number one, that we don't hate white people. You know what I'm saying? We are named after Prophet Muhammad, of the Quran of 1,400 years ago, peace be upon him. We're taught was a white Arab, a white man. So we're wearing it. Elijah Muhammad is wearing the name Muhammad. Farad Muhammad wearing the name Muhammad. Farrakhan Muhammad. So that proves that we don't hate white people. We just hate devil, whether it's in the white skin or black skin. And the Nation of Islam did not kill Malcolm X. And anybody that wants to get deeper into this or have a direct conversation with me, you can hit me on my Instagram, Westcoast Kam. You can go live with me, ask me any question you want. Nothing is off limits. You can ask me in real time live while our audience is watching. You know what I'm saying? We're not scared to answer no question. You just have to bring your source. Where did you hear that from? Who told you that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How can you back that up? Let me show you whether that's slander or not. And if you disagree or you think Malcolm was this, okay, let's talk about Malcolm. I can prove, unfortunately, where Malcolm lied. You know what I'm saying? Not in the beginning. Malcolm was strong for 11 years straight, but once he split from Elijah Muhammad, then he did start telling some lies against Elijah Muhammad and the nation, and I can prove that to you. His own daughters also would tell you that the nation didn't have nothing to do with their father's assassination. It was agents posing as Muslims, but they got that everywhere. But J. Edgar Hoover already told you that. Like, you know what I'm saying? COINTELPRO, we got agents everywhere. If you watch the Netflix movie that they or series that they just did about who killed Malcolm X or whatever. So then
I've seen that.
Pedophiles, like did Elijah Muhammad have pedophile or wives or something like that? We can go into that subject. You know what I'm saying? No, he didn't. He had wives, but we had wives in Africa before we came over here. That's nothing new to black people's culture. It's the people that raped us and robbed us and made homosexuality legal to us that try to then tell us it's immoral for a man to have more than one wife, but we can have sex with the same gender, and you was raping us when we was babies for 400 years and shit, males and females, but then once we get free, now you're the standard of morality and law of what we can't have. Like, no, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not taboo. You can talk. Well, let's talk about it. Like we can talk about it. I'm an open book. Anybody.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You give them a platform to speak on anything they want to ask. So
anything.
I think that's big. Right? I think that's big. So the homie ain't backing down from nothing. Get at him. He's live pretty a lot. Just tap into the page, Westcoast Kam, and Instagram, and let them know any other handles or anything else you want them to let them know, Cam.
That's it. Westcoast Kam is on Twitter, Westcoast Kam on Instagram, Westcoast Kam on Facebook, Westcoast Kam on YouTube, and westcoastkam.com is my website where I'm selling the ionic colloidal silver, the N95 mask, if you need those, some other merchandise, my book, my relationship book, my black man and woman relationship book called War in Your Heaven. So, and it's going to be some more products on there pretty soon. I'm updating and building it right now.
Okay, there it is. Queen, anything else you want to add? Or
I'm definitely go check out that website. Also, you can check him out on Urban City TV. There's some great interviews on there. I checked them out today. Yes. And I just wanted to leave this quote by the Minister Louis Farrakhan that I found real. I just loved it. There really can be no peace without justice. There can be no justice without truth. And there can be no truth unless someone rises up to tell you the truth. So that's basically piggybacking off what you just said about you want to know something, hit me up. I'm going to tell you, rise up and tell you the truth. So, that quote right there it just stuck with me, you know. So I just wanted to say that. And also to you, Brother Kam, you know, peace unto you and your family, and blessings unto you and your family, you know, and the prosperity and all the manifestation that is awaiting you. You know, you have so much greatness out there, and you have so much greatness to give to our people. Keep feeding us and keep being an inspiration to our people, because a lot of brothers just won't step up to the plate and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be so real with it. So I just wanted to say that to you. And I'm definitely going to go onto your website. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll do. It's my honor and pleasure to serve y'all and you know, be trusted by y'all to even halfway, you know, let me represent y'all. So I thank y'all, man. Y'all my heroes.
Wow.
More power to the
man,
people.
This is power to the people. And Westcoast Kam, y'all, we did it tonight. I've been waiting on this interview for years, man, and I knew it needed to come at the right time, because we politic before and all that, but and I think it's the right time. And man, blessings to you, homie. Thank you for taking time out to do this tonight. I really, really appreciate it, homie. Really do.
I appreciate it too.
You got the best of Kam, not the best of, but you got the best of Kam now versus if you would have got him back then, because he's more mature, more knowledgeable into the knowledge. So this was our time to have him on the show. And it was more our time to have him on the show because I get to be a part of the show. So
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
All hail the Queen, y'all. And Kam, man, Kam Media, Made in America, so many classics, man. Go back and if you're listening now, you don't know about this brother's music. I mean, you know what's going on with him now. You can tap in anytime. He's there answering any questions, but please get tapped in with the music, because this dude is a legend. And when it's all said and done, Kam will be right there on the Mount Rushmore of the West Coast. If I got anything to do with it, man. Just real talk, though, Kam. Classic, everything, man. I just want to play some music right now from Kam, but before we leave, though, thank you again, bro, and all love, man. And, man, I hope we do this again sometime, man.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again, God willing. And, you know, when I get this next single, matter of fact, the single that I got with Battle Cat and Corrupt and Chill, my homie Chill from Compton Most Wanted, it's called Legend in My Section. So we editing the video up right now.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, next time we come on, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay. Peace, man. All love, Kam. Thank you again, bro.
Yes.
Kam, this is what I want to ask you. Because I seen this and it was some promotion, but I would have loved to hear this. Tell us what happened with the podcast, the campaign. That was a credible title. And what's going on with that? Can we still get this, or what's up with the campaign, man?
It's coming. This COVID business shut a lot of stuff down. Like 2 or 3, actually more. Some of my folks passed away because of that. So it's some personal stuff that kind of just put the brakes on all that. So it's coming though. Yeah. Like that's why I'm even getting back up and using that as kind of motivation to get my wheels turning again. Because like even this interview right here, this is part of the content. The podcast is going to be daily or by every other day or something like that. But it's definitely coming or we resuming it. But it's just some personal setbacks that had me, I had to set it down for a second, but it's coming back.
Right. I got you. Okay, for sure. I just want to get that out there, man, because that's gonna be a cold. I was really waiting on that and ready to tune in, and I'm sure it's still gonna come. We're gonna get that. That's a cold title right there, the campaign, man. So be on the lookout for that.
Campaign.
Campaign, man. And brother Cam up in here. Let me bang out some Cam, man. So thank you again, Cam, for joining us. Hang out if you can. I'm just gonna bang out some Cam, homie. So this what it is. Westside Wednesdays, the G-Lew Show.
Peace and love,
Cam,
West Coast
special
Cam.
guest. Peace and love, man.
Peace, y'all.
You did it.
Love y'all. Peace.
Show.
My nigga, that's right.
Now I look back and I can remember growing up cold, waiting for December 25th when a gift was all I wanted. And I didn't have a care in the world, just fun with all the homeboys around my age. Wasn't no complaints about life in the first stages. The pages turned and we learned just a lesson a day to keep them belts and switches away. All play and no work checks for raising animals and catching insects. It was an everyday thing to see the homeboys and me raiding somebody's fruit tree. Little nappy-head nature boys in a concrete jungle. So wherever one go, the others will follow them like a lost dove. And to this day, I still got love for them. Though I don't know them like I used to, they still my family. Now ask me who's who. And I can tell you about some dirt or soap like gossip, but why should I trip? Because we all got skeletons dwelling in the closet. So I wonder how is it people be forgetting about they homies when they make ends meet, let them roam streets. After all y'all done been through, yo, to put them up is the least you could do. But now I see just how niggas act. Yo, y'all can turn y'all back, but I still got love for them. I went to school with. Got more love for me here.
My nigga.
Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here. I used to be able to walk through anybody's neighborhood that I wanted to talk to and see how they was living, how they life was looking. What's up? Got they sisters and they mamas cooking. Right. Young and innocent, the good old days was starting to grow apart and go our separate ways. Steady competing for the most attention up at the schoolhouse. I was ascension that they had to find something else to fade me, cause they ain't have a letter high enough to grade me. Maybe then some people got jealous, thought they were smart and got crushed like relish. So birds of a feather ran together in cliques. Nerds, jocks, and tricks, and the ones just kicking it in between. Gang related, you know who I mean. I got love for them. Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here.
My nigga.
Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here.
My nigga.
Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here. And we used to get into it every now and then, trying to prove a point in front of the little women. What's up? Showing out like movie ushers. We rat pack them and then they rush us. Going back and forth for seemed like forever. Was unpredictable like LA weather. The object was just a reputation, or some kind of ovation, that is, until money came into the picture. Now it was on from dusk to dawn and everything jumped to a whole new level. Getting kicked, coming up off licks, the devil in disguise, but it was so easy, avoiding all the shit that we seen on TV. So whatever it takes, we gotta make them ends, even if it means jacking friends. So I went my way and they went theirs, staying out of each other's affairs. Some life was lost, smoked out, and on fat. And after all that, I still got love for them. Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here.
My nigga.
Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here.
My nigga.
Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here.
My nigga.
Homie that I went to school with. Got more love for me here.
My nigga.
Hey, it's the G-Lew Show for Westside Wednesdays, the legendary West Coast Kam. Just bless the show. Bless. Man, going down the history tonight, West Coast Kam, the G-Lew Show. Queen Jean, G-Lew. Shout out to our sponsors, BTP Media Group. Jeff Kwan makes it all happen. Shout out to 93 Point Tweed. FM-ism makes you tune in tomorrow night, Thursday night after 6 Cruise Mix on Blog Talk Radio. Tweed Cadillac from the Penthouse Players Clique does what he does, and I assist my homeboy. I'm there for my homeboy, frontlining. So we'll be there tomorrow night. Make sure you tuned in. Shout out to the POJ Show. You know what I mean? Shout out to Miss Dee Dee Harrison. Shout out to Westside Car Club. Shout out to my homeboy Isaac Pedrosa. Shout out to Skip Towing and Transport. Rob the Realtor. Follow him on IG. Shout out to the Ladies of Football. My homegirl Lisa Collins. Follow her on Facebook and follow the whole program, what they got going on. Shout out to my boy Floss the Boss, Hank Norman, the whole gang, OG Sundays. This is what we do every Sunday night. Tune in with us. October is going down in the City of Angels. Me and Floss going to put together something real big for his C-Day, so be on the lookout for that. And everybody else who tunes in and joins us and has support for this show and platform, we love you. You dig? I want to bank some more cams. If you can hang out with me, hang out. But we're going to just let the people know before we go off this live stream. Thank you, everybody who tuned in tonight and showed support, man. I was really excited about the show. We made it happen, and I'm just blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. Queen Jean, anything else you want to leave the people with before we exit, or just play some more Cam? And shout out to Nate Dog, too. Happy birthday, Nate. Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah. Happy heavenly birthday. Rest in power. Peace and love to everyone. Great conversation with West Coast Kam. Great conversation. I truly enjoyed the conversation. So, yeah, go ahead and bang him out.
That part.
Peace and love.
Westside Wednesdays. Peace and love, y'all. Y'all don't hear me, though.
One time just bust to you, and they 4 deep too. They seen all these caps and t-shirts and them gold things underneath the skirt, but the law ain't been broken. Wait, I see 3 white cops and 1 token. Oh, so that explains it, no doubt. Uncle Tom pointed us out, but I ain't trying to get jacked. They give me static, I'm giving the shit back, cause I ain't did nothing wrong, and this LA drama's been going on too long, so it's on if they touch me. Matter of fact, they better start skiing and touch me, cause fool, I ain't waiting, I'm 5,000. So much for gold Dayton's, I hit a side street and circled it twice. Shook them like hot dice, parked the toy in the driveway, cause the same thing happened last Friday. I tried to tell you they was devils once before, but y'all don't hear me though. Who is that? Badass white girl. Oh, nigga, you went out like a straight Boy Scout. What you talking about, fool? This girl is straight free. Yeah, she probably have your ass at the clinic every week asking the doctor, have you ever seen this? With a long wire Q-tip stuck up your penis. Waiting for the test results to come back from upstairs while you say your prayers and ask yourself, was it really worth it? Before Casanova crossed over, everything was perfect, but you wasn't satisfied with the sisters, so now you got blisters. Trick or treat, nigga, you can eat a dick, or vice versa. That's how you treat a trick nigga like you who ain't learned. They're hitting pale skins to get you burned. Man, y'all better let them white hoes go, but y'all don't hear me though. Cam, I got a migraine. What you eat? Just some pork chops and pig feet and a couple of strips of bacon. What? And my head just started aching. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you. You couldn't take it from a soldier. Cam got the ham broken down to a science. So keep it out your appliance. Cat plus rat plus dog equals hog. Poison ass animal, people need to ban them all. Nigga, I've been eating pork all my life and I'm fool. You don't know what you missed. Listen, that's the reason why you get sick so quick and spend a straight grip with Dr. Tom Slick, so we can fill your prescription for your asthma, your headaches, and your hypertension. When all you gotta do is stop eating the swine, and everything'll be fine. Black folks better leave that poke at the stove, but y'all don't hear me though. Damn, my nigga got stretched. He's down for the KO for moving that J.O. And now they asking him to snitch. I hate to say it, but the nigga dug his own shit, so now we start in a catch-22. Damned if he don't, fucked if he do. Looking at 15 with an L, scared he'll never touch down, so what the hell? He starts singing like a bird. Federal detectives recording every word, putting niggas in a twist, stepping on toes. How long will he last? God only knows. Falling out of control, got him put in a hole, so now it's on like that. Look at where my niggas at. It ain't like he didn't know, cause I damn sure told him, he just ain't hear me though.
Hey, happy C-Day, Nate Dogg.
Hey, OG, could you tell me how to find some good weed? I need it on me, oh, so bad. Bad, bad, bad was the best weed I ever had. Babe, so deep, I can't even seem to feel my feet. Girl, so fine, I can't help it, got to make this one mine. I hit him with my gangsta-lean. They can't separate my music from me. Music and me. Music and me. My music and me. Time does change, but the music it remains the same. I hit 'em with the music from the slaves. Oh my goodness, what my ancestors gave. I don't want you to think I don't know. They taught me how to reach deep down and touch the soul. Without my music, where would I be? You taught me how to cry and still remain a G. You keep a lot of soldiers at ease, and together the next level we'll see. My music and me. And me. Rounded up the boards and then we bail in traffic. hundred spokes through the city, y'all can't understand it. Sounded just like the mothership landed, and it don't quit. Cause I got one more switch I can hit to get y'all tweaking and saying that's the fool that made every single weekend. And other niggas don't care when I be in the cut, say, so what? I see that nigga everywhere. Then go and switch on the tube. And now they thinking I'm rich, cause they see me with Ice Cube. But while they glued to them screens, I'm out rolling a Chevy with heavy starch on my jeans. Depending on us to hit y'all up, but we bending corners, cause I'm known as a peacemaker. On the LA streets, waking black people up over gangster beats. I'm in traffic, watching the cars go by. Nobody catching the ride. Wanna test us, I don't know why. I'm in traffic, watching the cars go by. Nobody catching the ride. Wanna test us, I don't know why. In traffic, watching the cars go by. Nobody catching the ride. Wanna test us, I don't know why. Black on the same team, the rap game seems so fucked up. If a real nigga ever got in, he probably fucked up. These niggas sucked up our hood game, got fame, and fucked up our good name. It's a shame you got rich off of our stress and strife, and you ain't never gang banged in your life. Your wife, the one who really wear the pants in the house. So answer this, is you a man or a mouse? Tricky like Mickey when it come to cheese. Yeah, you took a little quickie from the G, but that's cool though. You did it too low. But after every show, now the homies ask where that food go. And soon you'll know just what we bothered about when you hear my niggas hollering out. Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at? Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at? That's gangsta shit. And if you really wanna know, I got things to spit. And if you feel he run the show, then you a buster too. What must I do? How many real rap niggas is it? Just a few. I put my trust in you, like the OJ jury, but you did, so feel my fist of fury. Sure, we used to be cool and all that junk. Little fat pot belly, big titty, duck foot pump. We junk in your trunk like Pam. On Martin, don't be starting up no shit with Cam, cause I'll fuck you up. You just ain't knowing. Keep your eyes on the road and watch where you going. Taking all my shots, like the W you took from me, nigga stand for what? Trying to say it stand for your group, but like Toucan Sam Cam can always smell a fruit. Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at? Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at? In no kind of way. So what you wanna do? What you tryna say? Was you the only one dissing or they were too? Cause we can all go head up on pay-per-view. Trying to get your crew to do your dirty work. You little nerdy jerk. Take this and watch the birdies chirp. This east side, nigga, make me bow down. While all the Seahawks and B-Dogs chow down. Not to mention the brotherhood. That's FOI killers. To make it understood, I should've beat your ass in Chicago. Don't need security guards wherever I go. And if it wasn't for Mustafa, I really doubt anybody else could've saved you from getting knocked out. That's what I'm about. Niggas gave me the scoop. Say what, you killing Ricketts and Sloop. Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at? Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at? How could I diss thee? Let me count the ways. See, I can talk about your ass for days. I know shit about you, you don't even know. And if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't even be breathing, bro. That's for sure. This ain't no fairy tale shit, but look at the thanks I get. A hit record don't mean a motherfuck to me. Niggas gave you a pass reluctantly, cause we told them you was with us, the FOI. And the niggas that was with me when I left know why. I said fuck street knowledge, it's that far away. Fuck Ice Cube and Pat Charbonnet. I gave all I could give. but niggas know where y'all work and know where y'all live, and trying to fuck me, that's the worst mistake you could have made. Y'all hurt till the price is paid. Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at? Where all the east side niggas at? Where all the west side niggas at? Where all the north side niggas at? Where all the south side niggas at?
What's up, nigga? You got beef with me, nigga? I ain't got no beef with you, nigga. You got beef with my homeboy, nigga? Your homeboy got beef with me? You got beef with me, nigga?
Silly boy, you still think you can see me? You'll never see me.